Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a GT7 news and update video. Again, it does seem like we are getting a bit of a leak in the form of a car coming to update 1.38, and finally it does appear to be a race car. Now, before we get into this video, I do want to give a big thanks to Nenkai for making this more, I guess, widespread for a Western audience. The original tweet does actually come from a Japanese Twitter account, and he's gone ahead to kind of put it into more perspective for those of us that kind of speak the English language and such, and kind of make sense of exactly what this car is about, where it kind of originated from, and when it's coming to the game. So big thanks to him. I'll have his Twitter in the description down below, as well as the original post linked in the description as well. Now, because of that and where it kind of comes from, I'm not going to put up the screenshot on the screen. Obviously, I don't want to kind of, you know, step on any toes or anything. Obviously, I don't know the author or the original author, and I don't really want to kind of just go ahead and just sort of steal their image and put it up on the screen. So it will be linked down below. So what is the car in question that is coming to GT7 with update 1.38? Well, it is a race car and it is a Group 4 car. It is actually the Mazda 3 Group 4. Now, this looks very much like a based kind of, you know, TCR design. Now, I believe there was an abandoned Mazda 3 sort of TCR project, and it does seem to very much resemble that car. Now, again, the Mazda 3 is a road car that kind of got added post-launch, and it does seem like they're kind of building on that post-launch car by adding in a racing variant to the Group 4 category in the form of the Mazda 3. Now, we all know that that car is originally four-wheel drive. However, it does seem to be that they've kind of transformed it into a front-wheel drive Group 4 race car. Again, just kind of bolstering the FF layout cars in that class. So where does this leak originally come from? It does seem that it originates from an offline Mazda Spirit Racing Cup competition. Now, in terms of sort of these racing competitions, I'm pretty sure that the Mazda Spirit ones are kind of only hosted in Japan or maybe the whole Asia region. It's kind of like what the United States get with the kind of Porsche competitions, but this one seems to be an offline one. Now, the car in question, the Mazda 3, it's basically a complete overhaul of that car. In terms of the aesthetic differences and the way that it looks very similar to a fully customized Mazda 3, apart from the rear wing is absolutely massive on this thing, and it's obviously had a massive change in terms of its, you know, drivetrain. So it's gone from four-wheel drive to front-wheel drive, like I said, bolstering the amount of cars that are FF within Group 4, which is the race car class that has many different types. We've got things like four-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and obviously, like, you know, FF, which is the front-wheel drive cars. It basically resembles a full-blown TCR car, and I'd say that's a pretty exciting prospect. Now, Group 4 for me is always been a bit of a muddled class, to be quite honest. You've got some cars that look very much like GT4s, and others that pretty much resemble TCR cars or touring cars, and this one definitely falls into those latter categories, where it's got a very distinct sort of TCR styled look to it, and it looks absolutely incredible. And it does mean that we are finally getting a new race car in the game based on a post-launch car that kind of came, I believe, I want to say like back in March maybe, we saw the Mazda 3 release, so a while now, and it is getting a racing variant. Now, one thing that I will find quite interesting about this, if you do obviously think to the Group 4 Nissan Silvia, that actually has a GTR engine swap. I'll be very much interested if we can actually go ahead and engine swap the Mazda 3 Group 4 just like we can the standard Mazda 3, which obviously gets the 787B engine. Now, obviously BOP will kind of turn that down, but it would be an interesting prospect for a car that is very much all about Mazda racing. So yeah, dead excited to see this one, to be quite honest. It is nice to have a new race car finally coming to the game. Obviously, for some people it may be a bit of a turn-off that it's based on the Mazda 3 or that it's an FF layout car. However, to be honest, I think these kind of TCR resembling race cars are a fantastic addition. The only kind of downside to this, I wish Polyphony would just kind of categorize them correctly. You know, there's a bunch of cars in this Group 4 class that definitely seem to need their own class, like a touring car class. You know, we do have actual touring cars in the game in the form of the MX-5 and the Civic, but I definitely feel like these more TCR resembling vehicles should definitely have their own little class, sort of away from the Group 4. But it does mean, like I said, we are finally getting a new race car added to Gran Turismo 7 post-launch, which is a very rare thing, to be quite honest. It's something that people have been asking for. It was something that I mentioned yesterday in my video, that we definitely need some more updated Group 4 cars. In terms of the launch, it does appear to be coming with update 1.38, which probably means it isn't too long off, and it will kind of fall back into the typical end of the month, last Thursday of the month, kind of, I guess, rhythm that they had going with those updates. Now, if this does happen, that means the silhouette should be announced, I believe, next week. However, I'll actually be at Silverstone for the British Touring Cars, so I may be a little bit late on that information, but I will bring it to you once I do return from there. So it'll be exciting to see what other things they've got planned for this update. If they're kind of adding race cars, are we going to get some pretty cool road cars? Are we going to get even more race cars? Is this going to be focused around them? I don't kind of want to dwell too much on what possibly could be coming, but it does seem that we do have our first official update 1.38 car ready to go. Let me know what you think about this edition below. Do you think the Group 4 category needs more cars? Do you think it needs more FF cars and more of those kind of TCR looking cars? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to stay up to date with everything GT7, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss an upload from me. I upload GT7 and racing game related content each and every day. Don't forget to go and check out Nenkai in the description down below. All credit goes to him for making myself aware of this, and all credit to the original poster for actually putting this all out there. Right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.